Yes, so welcome all in this initiative called as Saturdays for Sustainability Learning. It's about taking out some time for learning about sustainability. And we have a aim, we have a goal to discuss the sustainability issues in a systematic manner in order to get the holistic understanding. So that is the goal in mind, and we are connecting as a mastermind group. So a lot of people, many experts, many learners about sustainability will be joining in this session, and I hope we will, as a group, we will be able to provide a synergistic support to each other. Like I really like the concept of synergy. That is, 1 plus 1 is not equal to 2. There are infinite possibilities, synergistic possibilities, and that we will try to explore for our learning through this initiative. So I'm just showing some of the important points about mastermind group. I'll not read any point as of now, but yeah, the concept of synergy is something that we will try to explore for learning through this initiative. And if you ask me what are the outcomes of this initiative, so first is learning one new concept every week. It's not possible to take out the time for learning in our busy schedule as of in today's time. So this is good opportunity to devote 1 hour for thinking about sustainability, where it is going and what can happen in the future, and how do we learn effectively. Second is networking with fellow professionals, what other people from different educational background, different geographical background, different social context, how they are dealing with sustainability issues, what are their solutions. So try to understand that as well. Third is career opportunities, and fourth is thought leadership. So this group is expected to steer the sustainability progress in India and hopefully in the world. So we'll try to explore how to do it. In order to achieve it, every Saturday we are connecting, and I'm very happy to share today is the consecutive back-to-back day 21. It is said that habit is formed in 21 days. So these are the 21 weeks that we have completed. Initiative started on 1st of July, the first day, and today on 18th of November it is day 21. And yeah, so in this 1 hour we try to have initial 5 minutes introduction, then presentation to the topic. We also invite guests in this session, and I'll share who will be coming in next week. So we have some couple of lineups for the experts and guests for the session. And then the major part of this discussion, major part of this initiative is the discussion part. The reason being, I'll tell you, this is the very popular triangle, data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. So actually, in today's time, data and information, there is lot of information available, lot of data is available online. We just need to Google it, we just need to search. But what is missing, what I feel, is knowledge and wisdom. So how actually apply it in our context, that is something which is missing in today's time. And that's not possible just by reading or just by going through some videos. It's only possible when we understand it with practical examples, practical applications, and with interaction with the different people. So that is the only way, and that's why this initiative is originated, right? So all right, with this discussion, I'll just quickly share what is today's agenda for us. In last week we discussed about sustainable development goals, and in today's session, we will try to explore it and further deep dive into SDGs in terms of what is actually happening now, in terms of NDCs. And the second is, we will also explore life as one of the practical implementation of NDCs or Sustainable Development Goals in India. Okay, so I'll just quickly share these 2 points with you with the help of some of the reports, some of the articles, and then we can discuss about it. Okay. Yeah, so I'll just quickly share my screen. On the screen, you can see. So this was the report which I shared last week. Okay. So this is 2023 report about SDG goals, what exactly happening all over the world. So today we will not discuss about this report, but just for your information, So this report is available, one of the latest report where which SDG is going ahead, where we are lacking. So all that is being shared in this report. So I'll also share this with you in our WhatsApp group. But what we are discussing today is, yes. So just a minute. I'll just stop this screen share and again I will share it. Yes. Yeah. So I would like to share from the first part, which is, just a minute. So these are the same. Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, so I wanted to share with you from the initial part where India's intended nationally determined contribution. So when we talked about SDGs last week, that is Sustainable Development Goals, let's assume all the countries agreed that yes, we will contribute to the Sustainable Development Goals. We understand that SDGs are important. We need to contribute. But how was the real question, right? And that's why in Paris Agreement, it was decided, let us not make it something forceful or legal. Let it be the at the discretion of the country how they would implement it, and that's how NDCs, the concept of NDCs, which is nationally determined contribution. So every nation will commit publicly that okay, this is my current status, and I will improve in this manner. So this is my plan of action. So NDCs is nothing but the goal stated for that particular country and the plan of action, how they will achieve it. So this is India's intended national determined contribution working towards climate justice. This is what India shared in the first year. Okay. So so this is how part. How would a country achieve sustainable development goals? So this is India's stance. These are 38 pages which we submitted to, we will say, United Nations. So what are the national circumstances, right? As you can see, I hope you can see on the screen, right? So this is in short, what was the status at that time? As you can see, Human Development Index is there, GDP details are there, all right? Given the development agenda in a democratic policy, the infrastructure deficit represented by different indicators, the pressure of urbanization and industrialization, and the imperative of sustainable growth, India faces a formidable and complex challenge in working for economic progress towards a secure future for its citizens. So India is clearing all its stance. Let's say you can see on the in this chart, in this table as well. So what was India's status in 2014 and what it will be in 2030, and how India plans to grow. And in this background, policy framework also you can see, right? And so this was, in short, this was the NDC that was submitted. This was the plan of action. So how we are achieving it, what are the goals, and what are the different programs and policies which India will have, like smart cities mission. We all know that we have smart cities and how we are funding that activity. All right. So there are multiple activities that are listed into this document. So in short, this is just for your review. So what are the different activities? What are the different plan of action that we had submitted at the first year? What is the adaptation mechanism, right? Yeah. So then we come to the year 2022, and this is one letter by Minister Bhupender Yadav. It was submitted the first NDC. So what is the status? Okay. So after 5 years, it was mandatory, and India submitted in year 2022. So this was the letter, as you can see. In accordance with the provision of the Paris Agreement and relevant decisions, India hereby communicates an update to its existing NDCs for the period up to 2030. So in this report, We will see this. This is only 4 pages report, and this is the report as you can see on the screen. Okay, so this is India's updated first nationally determined contribution under Paris Agreement, which was submitted last year. Okay, so I'll just skip this part. This is just telling in which section so we are submitting it according to the Paris Agreement. But these are some of the important points. Okay. India hereby communicates an update to its first NDC submitted earlier on October 2, 2015 for the period up to 2030. So after 5 years, it was expected, but due to COVID, I guess it was not submitted in the year 2021, but later it was submitted in 2022. First is to put forward, further propagate a healthy and sustainable way of living based on traditions and values of conservation and moderation, including through a mass movement for life, that is, lifestyle for environment, as a key combating climate change. So this is one of the important point that came here, which is life, mission life. Many of the educational institutions are working for it, and even there is a mandate for different organizations as well, which are contributing towards it. But I do not find the relevance over there. We will discuss that later. But yes, so this is something which all the government organizations or even colleges or universities are working towards it. Second is to adopt a climate friendly and cleaner path than the one followed hitherto by others at corresponding level of economic development. So business as usual or the practices as usual compared to what we need to adapt, what we need to change the habit. To reduce the emission intensity of its GDP by 45% by 2030 from 2005 levels. Then this is about the electric power. Then fifth point is the carbon sink, 2.5 to 3 billion tons of CO2 by 2030. To better adapt to climate change by enhancing investment in development programs. So this is one. Seventh is domestic and new additional fund from developed countries. So we need to get that as well. And the eighth is to build capacities. So this was some of the updates that we submitted. And yeah, so this is only 3 pages report as you can see. But we can read from here. India's NDC is ambitious and it is a significant contribution towards achieving the goal of the Paris Agreement. Environmentally sustainable, low carbon initiatives are underpinning all key sectors of the Indian economy. India reaffirms its commitment to the UNFCCC, that is United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, and the Paris Agreement on Climate Change. This update to India's existing NDC is a step forward towards our long-term goal of reaching net zero by 2070. So this is our goal. Yeah, so otherwise for other document there is no change. So okay, so whatever we have seen this first report, INDC, so that remains the same. So these are some of the updates with and wherever it is updated it is showing, right? So what update we have. All right, so this is in short about what India is doing. And when we discuss about our status of SDGs or National Determined Contribution, so we are also having one interesting website to look at. I'll just quickly share that. Yes, so this is the website climatetransparency.org. Just recently I got to know about it, so I'm not sure whether how it is being funded and how accurate or unbiased information it has. But one thing is clear, so this kind of websites, this kind of research are also available online, so we can also check for that from here on. So this is climate transparency, as you can see, and in this there are multiple countries, the transparency report or the assessment of their NDCs is available. So let's say, for example, we'll just check about their method. They have given it. Okay, just a minute. About us. Yeah. So about climate transparency. It's a global partnership with shared mission to stimulate race to the top in climate action in G20 countries through enhanced transparency. So their goal is to enhance the transparency of these reportings. They have the assessments, and they publish the yearly report of different countries. So that is their way, and they have also given what is their methodology as well. So how they conduct this kind of check. So that details are also there. So I'll just quickly show it on screen. So NDC transparency check. This is the introduction, the methodology, how they do it. We can also download and check this methodology. And there are some assessments that they have. Let's go back to the India, let's say. Yeah. So this is a report for last year, 2022, Climate Transparency Report, comparing G20 climate action. Yeah. So as you can see, so they have shared some of the uh, progress that we have, and also key opportunities for enhancing climate ambition. So where we can improve. It's quite 20 pages report. We will just able to skim through it so that we will just get to know what are there. Adaptation policies. What are the mitigation measures? Energy overview. Yeah, but this kind of reports are good to just check whether which country is working on which of the sectors and where is the improvement potential. So I'm not sure about the unbiasedness or the authenticity of this data, but just I wanted to share it with you. But these are some of the well-known partners from India. It's Terry. Yeah. All right. So next point I wanted to discuss with you all was how to do it. So as India has came up with Mission Life, one of the initiative, and many of the organizations, and even in airplanes as well. So one of these notices being shown, and maybe if we travel to metro, so the messages of Mission Life are also shown. And this is one of the report thinking our planet about Mission Life. So this is one of the latest report from Government of India. 75 ideas to promote life, global call for ideas and papers. So this is one of the report, 2023 publication. This report I wanted to share, the reason being Mission Life is being implemented as a way to mobilize the people, and absolutely it is one of the important way, as we can agree that whether it is individual or the organization, we have to change our habits, we have to change our lifestyle, and that is the only way through which we can achieve the SDG goals. That's the only way. So Mission Life is one of the good mobilization tool, maybe awareness tool for all the people, and that's how I guess this is one way to implement SDGs in India. Okay, so I'll just skip this abbreviations part. Our pursuit of ideas for global change through this initiative. Yeah, and in our NDCs also, it is stated that India will put forward and propagate a healthy and sustainable way of living based on its traditions and the values of conservation and moderation, including through a mass movement for life as a key to combating climate change. Life is our effort to integrate traditional wisdom and present day scientific research to harness the best of its past and the present to tackle climate change and its cascading effects. India is the first country to include life in its nationally determined contributions. So these are some of the important points, and I feel life or lifestyle for change, lifestyle for environment is one of the way through which we can implement the SDGs, and that's how this report stands so important. And also, many of the global institutions or many of the people, as you can see on the screen, so they have also liked this idea of mission life, and maybe it will be scaled up at global level as well. So some of the activities, some of the conferences also happened. Yeah, but this is sure that in last year for COP27, this mission life, mindless consumption to mindful utilization, it was launched. And these are some of the important points as we all can agree. First is responsible consumption by taking only as much as it is needed using product at the end of their lives. Circular economy, which is very practically implementable for the businesses. Living in harmony with nature, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, living a life with compassion for all living beings, sustainable resource management, and coexistence and cooperation. So, yeah, these are some of the important points. And as you can see, global reply as well. We'll just check one winning idea. Digital green bank to drive sustainable behavior. So they have created a green bank app which would be compatible with Android and iOS. It will be accessible for anyone to download. The bank will also effortlessly link with Aadhaar and UPI payment. All metropolitan government offices will have QR code that will inform citizens about. So it's nothing but a nudge method, I would, the right way, and for that they are appreciating the behavior. Yeah, all right. So this is in short what I wanted to share today. And let's open this session for discussion and your inputs on this. So, what do you think about implementation of sustainability or SDGs in practical way? How to do it? And yeah, it's open. You can share your views, please. Anybody would like to discuss more on any of the point that we had today? Ashfaq has raised his hand. Yes, Ashfaq, please, please.
No, I was thinking about the app, the one which we are speaking about right now, the initiative which is from India, I think. I think
Right.
that's more, we can bring those things up to show and bring the awareness amongst our youth and everybody, wherever we are aware, right? We speak
Right.
about sustainability, but we speak more or less about the westernized approach, not
Right.
to go on the lines app. But then when we have something we are doing it, we also need to encourage and, educate our own people around us, right?
Right.
Maybe the
Absolutely.
simplest thing, maybe it might be, going forward we can get more about such and such initiatives, what we are doing as in India as a country wise. Probably that can be propagated. At the same time we can also let the others know about it, and maybe
Yeah.
we may get still more further information about what all the other initiatives, the states wise, city wise going on, and that's where we can build a chain for sustainability.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's great point. And I want to discuss it more. Reason being, that's really good point. Generally, what happen, whenever we are discussing sustainability in India, So many of the people actually they don't know the word sustainability or sustainable if they are not fluent with English. So they feel that sustainability is something very alien or something which is coming from West, but that is not the case actually. So Indian people are the most the people who are with in sync with the environment, or we are the sustainable society. If we talk about the rural people, not the metro city, but uh, they also need to give gain the confidence that whatever we are doing, so that is good thing and we need to continue it. If we are not appreciating the right kind of behavior, then somehow they will feel demotivated, or they might feel that we also need to do some different things or unsustainable things because they don't know about it. So I guess that is really really important. And there is one more. Yes. Alok is sharing. Is there any report of this year? No, actually, 2023, I couldn't get any report as such. But yeah, we will search it if there is anything. But yeah, we can discuss some case stories of year-wise improvement in coming session. Yeah, definitely. That's a good suggestion. So case studies, yeah, for the next some of the sessions, I would also like to bring in more case stories, maybe more practical implementation if any of you have done about it, so we can share on that point. So that would be great. But it's a great suggestion. We will do it. Uh, yes. And one of the while talking about what Ashfaq said, so what are the good things that we are doing? So we also need to propagate that. One of the good initiative is which is popular in schools actually. So that is called as we know the footprint. So there is one handprint movement is there. I'll just quickly share that on screen. I hope it is visible. You can see the handprint for change, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, right. So this is one of the organization called as ESD Expert Net. It is from Germany, and they have developed these teaching materials for the students where they are talking about uh, as we all know the footprint. The concept of footprint is how much, let's say, carbon emissions that we have, but the handprint is one of the way to motivate the students for doing good things. So in this what they are doing, so there are some behaviors, environment friendly behaviors. So there will be a board in school, and students will report whatever good thing they have done for the environment, and they will put it under the handprint. Uh, in short, that is in our control. So we are doing something for good for the environment, and that's how they are doing it. So this is one concept that just I wanted to share with you. And many of the schools have implemented it, and it has shown some good results as well. I'll just check if it has any image. So this is teacher training material, and that's why it might not be there. But such kind of resources are available. So that was the point that I wanted to share with you all. Yes. Any interesting question? Anything that we can discuss?
Uh, yeah, this is Ujjwal.
Yes, Ujjwal. Hi.
Hi. Uh, so I actually am being into this field for almost 19, 20 years
Mhm.
by now, and last 3 years I'm into consulting. Have been through certain projects, starting from MSME to the listed companies,
Mhm.
in implementation of sustainability initiatives and framework.
Mhm.
Interesting thing which I have seen is there is a paradigm shift in understanding and the behavior.
Mhm.
One is the enforcement from government, like we see in EPR or any other kind of an initiative.
or a
Right.
BRSR initiative, which is more of a enforcement, and companies which are part of it are required to do,
Right.
and they are doing it some or other way. Definitely it will mature in time to come. We are right now seeing that, you see BRSR report of many organizations, still you see it is not in alignment with SEBI's guideline.
Right.
I don't want to name companies, but then I have seen they are still decorative reports. Okay.
Right.
So maybe in time to come, it will also get mature. Similarly, in the case of EPR, I have seen, we have worked on EPR very closely for almost 40 to 50 organizations of different scale.
Wow.
And that is where we have felt that MSMEs are bound to have it, because they are otherwise out of the business,
Right.
because otherwise they'll not get raw material, and they will not able to supply to brand owners. And
Right.
similar is the case for other commodities as well. Maybe their import is at stake, it is held by customs. So it is more or less, it has come, they have to do, otherwise they are out of business. This
Right.
is something by enforcement I see. But still, if frankly speaking, on ground, if we see, we are still lacking on certain basic aspects. Like I have also worked for enviro legal part for even hotels. Okay, we are focusing on industries, or we are focusing on that also larger scale industries majorly. But what we see one interesting case I would like to share,
Yeah,
that while
please.
implementing EPR, uh, what we have found, some MSMEs have not obtained consent to establish and consent to operate, consent for operate, what we call it. Okay, and
Right.
they are in operation since more than 20 years.
Wow.
Okay. So now, what we could see here, that with this 20 years span, no one has checked on them. No one has gone to them, or no one has asked them whether they need to have it or not.
Right. It's
Okay.
monitoring failure. Right.
Yeah. So I would say somewhere policies are made, some guidelines are made, enforced by, you can say, but the focus area or the inclusiveness, what we call it, at ground level people, or maybe the small SMEs, small scale industries, is still a larger challenge for India as a whole. And I'm talking just about two three aspects of it, where we are progressing somewhat. But if we call it that sustainability or ESG uh, elements implementation at ground level, or maybe for larger companies, they're tier 2 tier 3 vendors. I think uh, that is something, a big challenge I see. And once I think this BRSR core or something like that, which will be enforced, or maybe which will get matured by time, it will be definitely helping India's economy to be sustainable.
Yeah.
And this is something which we, even as a professional, we need to continuously uh, make all people aware, all stakeholder which we are engaging with, we should make them aware that why it is needed.
Right.
So I'm trying to fetch certain, even impart certain awareness to MSMEs in certain forums, in a way why sustainability is important for them, and in time to come, why it is even case of business viability, or even business continuity and growth, both aspect.
Right.
So this is something which they also need to understand, and I am seeing that some people who have switched over to even waste business, waste to resource business, or waste recycling business, they people are milking, I think, money or whatever their goals are, right? And this
Right.
is needed also otherwise for a circular economy. So we
Right.
need more people who are into this, and then this is also one area which people need to explore. Right. So I think it is evolving, but not at the pace which we normally want to see. Uh, and I think many things are happening around. We even see many documents, information is getting shared on sustainability day in, day out.
Right.
Even we in India have good intellectual people working for it, and this is something we have as our asset. But
Right.
the utilization of the same for the benefit of our country is something a bigger challenge we see. But I think the pace which in India we are right now, we need to accelerate, and that is what we have to do it from all ends. I could not say that we only have to do or government only have to do, but all people have to come together. And I think what point you have mentioned is definitely right point, that we in our culture have these values.
Right.
So our life is actually meant, and I think we are living that sustainable life already. But in urbanization we have lost somewhere.
Yeah.
But we can definitely be there. It
Yes.
is not far away.
Yeah.
Right, so this is my viewpoint.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And sustainability is different for different people. So that is also there. Because what happened,
Absolutely.
for me, I get to travel to rural area as well. And for urban like Bangalore or for Mumbai, for Delhi. So I see sustainability is completely different for these places. And when I go to tier 2, tier 3 cities or some of the villages, so it's completely different. We cannot imagine the life that these people are living and the people in, let's say, metro cities are living. But yeah, wherever you live, there is at least some things in your control that you should do, and that is the best possible way for living in, that is mission life or lifestyle for environment. So I guess that is the thing. Whatever is in best control, what we can do, small things also, that we should contribute.
Absolutely.
And going forward, I would see that keep means working from remote location, work from home, or the freedom to work from anywhere, that should be there. Means bigger businesses, so starting from, let's say, MNCs, they should think about it. If they can work from a remote location and their businesses are not impacted by that negatively, so they should look at it as an opportunity.
Absolutely. Hybrid model is something even for the education part. We would see that many of the universities are coming up with the hybrid model of teaching, and they are not only on campus. They are not forcing only for on campus modules, and this is also evolving post COVID.
Right.
So I think this is in good faith, and I think that will impact in large. But obviously, we have to also see that we are balancing the things.
Yeah.
We are not only switching over to one thing, which is just like we have switched over to solar. Maybe in time to come, when solar panels life is at the end, uh, after 25 years,
Right.
what is the mechanism we are going to have is still a question mark, because we are not able to see even e-waste recycler or dismantle people
Right.
across the countries as of now. And this is
Right.
also one of the waste which we have considered there.
Right. So both things need to go side by side. So let's say, if we talk about recycling technologies, so let's say we have developed, but the capacity or manpower is not developed. So their capacity building is not happening. So though the product is, let's say, recyclable, but actually on ground that is not happening. So that is one case. And second case, maybe the people are trained, but we don't have the technology. So that is also not working. So simultaneously, both the things should happen. And circular economy, which is very interesting concept, but in circular economy we are only seeing that it is organizations are taking it as a only resource, or what we can waste resource management. But that is not the case. Circular economy is all about redesigning the product at the initial design phase. So that also, I guess, the awareness is lacking. What about others? Please, you can share your views.
Dhananjay, I would like to suggest one thing in it. So everyone, like in today's world, everyone using AI, right? So, like, is there any sort of research with how we can utilize AI for climate crisis, like climate mitigation and stuff? If there any kind of report by even that how we can integrate this climate smart technologies, like I read some articles on climate smart agriculture. So there you can use technology like utilizing AI. You can understand the forecasting the weather and stuff. That's a one part. Like climate smart agriculture is one part of climate mitigation. The challenges how you can approach it, but here in terms of the green technology or in terms of climate, people usually like call it climate or climate technology. So how we can integrate AI, and is there any kind of policy framework internationally? I don't know India is working on it or not, because climate smart agriculture itself it's not that much adopted here in India, but internationally I think there must have been some research, or there is a lack of research in this part actually. How you can integrate AI, because it will be more easy to counter the onslaught of climate change if we integrate the technological part regarding analyzing the air pollution also, stuff like how much it is. So that can be one area which we can discuss later, and we could also find some
Yeah,
materials
definitely.
on it.
Yeah. This is one of the interesting topic. And one thing I know about it for sure, the AI and machine learning is being used for climate action in one way, which is analyzing the vast database of the organization and displaying how much, let's say, consumption that they are doing. For example, it's for cloud. Let's say for cloud management, the green cloud concept is coming. So where they are analyzing from which sources their emissions are there and whether they can bypass it on real time. So let's say they can bypass their capacity or the servers to a location where the electricity is from renewable sources. So that real time monitoring and change, that with AI they are doing. But for, as you rightly said, for climate smart agriculture, we need to check. And definitely we
As a
will.
whole, like you were
Mm.
saying it as a whole, like in terms of the renewable energy in this sector, something is happening in terms of AI. Like, integration of AI is happening in terms of renewable energy.
I'm not sure. We need to search.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Fine,
yeah,
fine.
that's an interesting topic.
And also regarding that, like carbon footprint analysis or water footprint analysis for
Hmm.
any companies, how much carbon. There's a concept called food miles. Have you heard of it?
What?
Food miles. Like
Food
there
miles.
is
Okay.
CSC. Yes. CSC is the organization, the Center for Science and uh, Environment in New Delhi. The
Hmm.
last year they have come up with a concept. I just read one article. Internationally, it is some companies or some people are practicing it. Food mile concept is like for companies, those
Hmm.
who are into the FMCG market,
Hmm.
like 24 month organic, let's say they are doing organic farming and stuff, or any MNCs companies who are into the
Hmm.
food sector or agriculture sector. The point where it's coming, the point where it is being produced, and
Hmm.
the point where it is being served, like to the plates, farm to the forks. It's called
Hmm.
farm, from farm to the forks. How much carbon is generated? So calculating that footprint, that food miles,
Hmm.
that is something I came to know about this.
Right. Is this the same that I'm showing on the screen?
Not this. I don't know about the website, but you
Okay.
can check food miles concept, CSC.
Okay.
CSE. They have written an article on this thing, but the concept is same. Food miles. It is CSEE, Center for Science and Environment. Uh, CSE. You can find case studies also. If I find it, I will share it also.
Okay. Sure.
Then the concept is same. You search that foodmiles.com.
Hmm.
That is the concept is the same concept. Okay? Yes, this one. This.
Yeah. So how much the food has traveled, right?
Yes, yes. How much it is traveling?
Mhm. So this is miles to go. Organic and natural farming still have a lot of ground to cover in India, says new CSE report. Okay. So this is majorly for food or FMCG companies, right?
Yes, for the food, how much it is traveling for, like for rice, say, how much from the farm, the paddy is there.
Mhm.
Now it will go to the processing unit. Now they will process it to the rice, and then it will go to a manufacturing unit where they will package it, and then the distribution center, and then to the shops or companies like Big Bazaar and malls, and then to the customer. How
Mhm.
much it is traveling, and based on that how much carbon footprint is being generated, and
Mhm.
how we can reduce that footprint. So promoting the local concept, local farming or natural farming. So
Mhm.
Andhra Pradesh is doing a great job in, they call it APCNF, Andhra Pradesh Community Managed Natural Farming. Earlier it was called APZBNF.
Mhm.
So that concept is adopted from Subhas Palekar, and then they are practicing totally natural. So there's a difference between organic and natural. So
Mhm.
organic farming is basically the you need external bio inputs, organic manure and stuff. But in natural farming, what they will do called farm manure, farm-based
Mhm.
manure, and they use only the products which is nearby in their farm, only like
Okay.
Jivamritam, Bijamritam,
Mhm.
or there is called seed pallet. They use Vijamritam, and then they sprayed it like Ghana Jivamritam, and this sort of stuff. Like this is organically. This is based on cow dung and cow urine and neem. They use some sort of kashayams called which is pesticides. So they use it like neems and all other stuff. They made it.
Mhm.
It is purely natural, and the like it is being published. The nutritional values for natural farm-based product is more than the organic farm-based product.
Wow.
So natural, yeah. So that is the one thing Andhra Pradesh government is supporting. They are doing it since 2004, and
Mhm.
there's a separate organization called RYSS, Raitu Sadhikara Sanstha, the Section 8 company under Agriculture Department of Government of Andhra. So they have promoted it, and they work as a research excellence organization. I mean, this is given by the PMO's office. They have been
Mhm.
tagged as a research excellence center or something to facilitate the capacity building for other states. Like they have partnered with
Wow.
Himachal Pradesh also. So Himachal
Mhm.
Pradesh also is trying to do this natural farming rather than organic farming. Because organic, if you for organic farming, the input cost is high. But in natural farming, the input cost is very low. It's not zero budget. Even Subhas Palekar sir earlier said it's nothing is zero budget. You need some
Right.
budget for this, but it is input cost is less, so the price will match around the conventional or chemical farming. So
Wow.
that
That's
that
good.
is that is the one concept, and
Mhm.
people are I mean, Andhra like there are 8 million farmers doing it. Uh,
Wow. That's great. So
Natural
this is
farming.
new learning for me. I was thinking organic farming and natural farming is same, but now I got to know that natural farming is next step of organic farming.
Yes, this is very
That's
different.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And it takes 3 years, 2.5 to 3 years for transform the entire land if you do organic farming. But if you do natural farming, because of the soil, there is no like leaching process. In organic farming, the first the conventional farm-based that urea and every like chemical fertilizers, they that need to be leached down, and
Mhm.
it takes 3 years to
Right.
make the soil fertile and to be purely organic. But if we use the natural farming method, it will automatically shift to like the chemical composition of the soil will be like it takes 5 to 6 months to transform into the purely the because soil organic carbon is more like it's generated more. SOM is generated more in natural farming. So it
Mhm.
technically leach down very fast in terms of organic farming. So the preparation of the land is very much faster than the organic farming. So that's
Okay,
what I
great.
learned,
So
and I'm also working on this.
this is an interesting topic. We can keep it as one separate day.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that
of course, of course.
we can discuss it in more
That's how I
details.
came to know about the food mile concept, that people are
Mhm.
using it. That natural farming is the one way to reduce that food miles or
Right.
generate the carbon footprint. As such.
Mhm.
That's the concept.
Right. So just on your topic, so I just got one idea. So when we talk a sustainable concept, so that is not a one solution fits all. The reason being, if we call as a bamboo, let's say bamboo house is sustainable. If we call it as a sustainable in Northeast, because there bamboo is available in abundance.
Right,
But
right,
if we
right.
need to transport that bamboo from Northeast to, let's say, remote part of the world, for example,
Right.
Mumbai,
Yeah.
so we are adding the transportation cost, we are adding the
Awesome.
carbon footprint, and then we are building it over here. So that is not sustainable,
Right, right.
right?
Absolutely
Because
right. Because you
and
need some local, like locally,
yeah,
and it has to be locally viable also, economically viable.
right.
Locally, how you can make it like local product. You can't do it bamboo. So that is main problem.
Yeah,
That's the transportation cost and the carbon footprint.
yes. But on the other hand, it can be sustainable. So sustainability is that's why it's complex concept. Why I
Yeah,
like it is because there is no one way. The reason being, let's say in Mumbai, near to Mumbai, so let's say there is a farm and there they are having bamboo cultivation, and through which they are getting the bamboo and then they are building it. So I guess that we can call it as sustainable. So it's
yes,
again
because they are
debatable.
locally produced. Right,
Yeah,
right. Because they are locally produced. So
yeah.
if you like transport the natural farm-based product to the, let's say, Kashmir or far in the UP, that
Mhm.
will be more like transportation cost is added. But if you can do the natural farm, if you can transform the conventional farming to the natural farming, they are farmer in the UP. That's why the government of India specifically handed over the charge to ROISs to facilitate the capacity building. That the people they are not they will be not dependent on the Andhra Pradesh. So the people there in UP or let's say Himachal Pradesh, they can do the natural farming based on the techniques and they can generate. So it will be sustainable. Locally, they will
Mhm.
produce it and consume it, and also like there is an international market for this also. So have you heard of regenerative farming? So
Yes,
in
yes,
US it's named under regenerative farm. Outside India it is called regenerative farming. So
yeah,
there are like 50 billion USD market is there for regenerative farm based product around the world. FAO has shared this data. So that is the market. So that's why the states are changing.
yeah.
Like they are doing also natural farming, and in terms of export, they are selling it as regenerative farm-based products. And India, it's also they are locally consumed it. So
Right.
that's one
So
thing.
just one question. Regenerative farming is same as natural farming?
Yes, it's same.
Okay,
It's
okay,
same,
all
but
right.
why it's an interesting story. But why USA put it like USA is the at the forefront of this thing was at the forefront of regenerative farming. So in their nature is considered less than organic. So organic value of the organic, they say it's more than natural. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the main problem. So that's why they renamed it as regenerative farming. You are regenerating the entire farmland,
Right.
soil content,
Mhm.
water, you're conserving water also, groundwater recharge and all stuff. That's why they called it regenerative farming. And I will share one video with you. I will share this regenerative ranching in California,
Mhm.
how they are doing it. So it's a great thing. So that from that, US has started this concept all over the world. Then it
I have
gains
one.
momentum.
Yeah, yeah. I can invite one expert who is from Australia actually.
Okay,
So he's
okay,
working in regenerative farming, and he is now
yeah,
shifting in India
okay,
for
okay.
one project. Actually, it is in
Mhm.
Himachal Pradesh, if I remember
Okay,
correctly. So he's a sustainability educator and very senior person, and he has shifted from Australia to India now for the regenerative farming. He has one startup in this, so I'll
okay,
just check if he is also
yeah,
available,
yeah.
so we can
Mhm.
keep a
We
topic
can do
of
one
regenerative
session.
farming and natural farming on the same day.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, right. Great, great. It will be great. So we will learn more about this thing, that how India if there is no companies right now, there is no startup. ROISS is doing domestic market, they are tapping other partners also. It works as a public enterprise, but there is nothing called a company, let's say private company, private limited company in natural farm. Everyone is doing organic, so that is also, and the cost is more high. The input cost is high, and the output cost is low. That's why the people in tier 3 cities, they can adopt it to the, or let's say accustomed to the organic farm based food. How they can buy it, because it's very costly, That's why. Natural farming can be a solution for tier 3 cities. The nutrition is very good.
Yeah, definitely. So we will keep it as a one day for natural farming.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, it's
Great.
interesting. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Ujjwal, for sharing your inputs as well. And my request to you is, I'm interested in EPR actually. So maybe if you are interested, we can plan one session on EPR as well.
Surely, I think in API, what I have learned throughout the process, I think I will share those things. I will be happy to share within the community, and I think way forward which India might be looking at, and how it look like in Indian context.
Yeah, because my concern is EPR is not monitored properly. So I'm not sure
You're right in a way.
how it is. Yeah.
The concept is really good. It is
Yeah.
not new to world.
Mm.
Indian government has made it according to Indian context, but it
Right.
has not penetrated the way it has to be.
Mhm.
Okay, so maybe they are also learning and evolving day by day, as you can see, and here in and around. But there is a lot to do there actually,
Yeah.
and it is really a good thing which India is evolving, and it will be a very crucial part of Indian economy as a part of the sustainable movement. So for India to be net zero, definitely this APR has to be major part of it.
Right.
Surely, I'm okay and I'm ready for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for your time and your valuable inputs to the session. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Same to you.
Thanks,
Happy
Dhananjay.
weekend.
Thanks, Ujjal.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dhananjay.